Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So, as you can see, I've got a Let's Resin package out. I've had this for like 2.5 years. Yeah, and I don't know why this one thing has intimidated me, but we are doing it today. We are. It is the chest set from Let's Resin. So you get the chest set, you get mica powders, you get a little checkers pieces, and then you get your chest board. You get 2 bags to put your chest pieces in. So that's kind of cool. And then you get all your pieces. This tray did not come with the kit. I bought that on Amazon. But I've had it for a long time. So we're going to just do a basic black and white one this time. I was thinking about maybe adding something different in the pieces, but we're going to keep this just kind of simple. We're going to do 1 set of black pieces, 1 set of white pieces. And then we're going to do our tray in black and white. I don't know what I'm going to do for like a, I don't know, like a base color, because I'll show you here in just a minute. This has never even been out of the package, guys. Okay. So there's little tiny lips in here. So we're going to do black, white, black, white, black, white, black, white, and then opposite on this. So I'm just going to do the black ones on this pour. And I didn't know how much resin, so I figured I would start with 6 ounces. I know this is not going to take much, but I didn't know how much the pieces were going to take. So, you know, that was the thing for me that I was like, I don't know. Let me see. I don't know if these chrome markers will work. Okay, they seem to be working okay. And these are just the Let's Resin chrome markers. All right, so I'm just gonna let that sit for a minute. Oh. I mean, if we have to, you know, if I have to go back after and do some more silver on the top, I think, you know, that'll be fine. But I just wanted to get a little And this is just a little bit of alcohol on the tip. Let me just see if I can, if it goes better this way. Yeah, because then I can rest my hand on my desk. All right. Now, this piece should be a little easier because it's a little bit wider. Oh. All right, let me just get the outside done. Now, I contemplated doing this all off camera, but you all know how difficult it is sometimes to get a marker to write on silicone. So I figured I would try it. If it didn't work, we would just wipe it off. So yeah, now I can just do my little cross ones. Oh. And I swear, sometimes the more you think about what you're doing, the more difficult it is. Now, I have not played chess in, oh my gosh, I don't even remember how long. It's been years. My husband and I used to play, so maybe I can get him to play since I made a new board. I'm trying to get myself back on track. Now that I've got the garden pretty much done. There. Not bad. So I'm just going to move this. Let me just move this kind of over there for now, because we're gonna pour our pieces first. Let me get some gloves on, and I'm gonna just divide it into 3 ounces, I guess, each. No. No, I'm doing all one color. What am I thinking? All right, so let's just start with the black, I guess. All right, so let's take this out. And that pretty much has dripped all out of there. So I'm just gonna wipe it with a paper towel. And give it a good spray with alcohol. And I use 91% alcohol. I have not had a problem. You know, you'll hear other people say, oh, you have to use 99. Well, I haven't had a problem, so yeah. And I think what I will do is I'm going to divide this into like small paper cups to pour, because I think it'll just be easier. All right, let me get my spatula. All right. I'm gonna wipe my stick. Trying to keep my workspace somewhat clean. And then we'll just use this to get the bulk of the resin out. And then I'll just take a clean paper towel. And that's why I use the Bounty, because they have the half sheets, which I love. All right. So that is ready to go. Well, I was going to start with the pieces, but now that I'm thinking about it, I think we're going to start with the board, and that way I can let my resin debubble. Because I don't think we're going to have to debubble for the tray, because it's, I mean, literally it's going to be paper thin. So if I get this mixed up, then we can start working on the tray part, and I'll just run the rest of this through the debubbler for the chest pieces. So I'm thinking that maybe 2 ounces will be enough. We'll see. All right, let's see. All right, I guess we'll start with this. I'm gonna pop this in the debubbler while we're working on the rest. Make sure my little thing made sure my little plug this time was covered. All right, so we're gonna move that there, and we're gonna just bring this back. Save that bag. Yeah, because then I can slide that over, and then I'll move my camera. Okay. All right, so that will work. And then this will start debubbling on its own anyways. Oh, I see a little bit of silver. I think we're good. All right, so yeah, I think I'm just gonna do every other in a row. I think that's gonna be the easiest. Because if I try to get too fancy, I'm gonna screw up. So I'm just gonna put a little bit, let it self-level. So guys, give me some recommendations for like different color schemes to do this in. Because I don't want them to go over the lip of the, you know, the little piece. And then we'll go back and, you know, fill them and kind of top them off. So I figured if I do the black, let that cure, because we got to do the white pieces anyways. So basically this will be a 3-pour project. And I'll just take my little silicone tool and bring it to the edges. And I'm making sure that the little drip drips before I move my cup. So I think I guessed pretty good. You know, with these little pieces. Well, not little pieces, but you know what I mean. These little doohickey squares. All right. So I'm just gonna take this little paddle and no, that's too big. Let's take this. So I just got to figure out what I want for like an outside color. I think what I might do is do it in the metallic silver. And that way, if we missed any on the lines, it will, you know, color that too. So I think that is what we will do. So it'll just be a classy, just a black and white. Oh. So I want to bring it to the edge. And then like this where it's pulling apart, we know we have to add some more in there. But I just want to get it moved around so that I'm not overfilling it. So, and I mean, I could have done, you know, some on camera, some off, but I do have some new subscribers and I don't know, you know, if everybody is familiar with, you know, how resin works. And so, and you all know I don't know how to edit. I don't edit. Whatever you see is each step I go through, whether good or bad. There was only one video that I didn't show everything because I had forgot to turn my camera back on a part. So, but even if they don't come out, I still show you guys. And then this way too, it'll give me a good idea. I'll know exactly how much white to make. And then I just have to figure out, you know, to fill the rest of it. And then hopefully by doing it this way, we won't get any little bubbles in this, the edges. Because that's where bubbles like to live. They like to go in and hang on for dear life. So far, there's only the one that I'm really going to have to add any more to. All right. All right, let me just release the air. So that can release while I finish this. So the other thought I was thinking was coloring each square with like the chameleon powders, and then just pouring the whole thing in black. But I don't know how much cleanup that would entail. And I'm not going to put this in the curing machine or on a heat mat or anything like that because it is so thin. I'm afraid that it's going to warp the mold because I have had that happen. And I didn't know why it, you know, it warped, but it was because the mold was too thin. Wow, I did pretty good pouring, all but that one. All right, more than halfway done, guys, on these. Now, I don't know how difficult those little pieces are going to be to come out. So we're finally going to go back into summer again this next week. Our weather has been like so crazy. We get like 80s and 90s, hot and humid, to back to 60s and cool. I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't know. Like, I haven't even pulled out all my summer clothes yet because I'm literally only like 2 or 3 days at a time, and then I'm back wearing my sweatshirt. So I don't know, is the weather crazy where you guys live? Let me know in the comments. All right, that noise in the background was my purifier, because I have it set right next to where I debubble my resin. So, and that thing kicks on even when I'm painting. I don't know if all you knew that I have another channel. It's a painting channel. So even when I'm painting, like when I'm using my odorless cleaner to clean my brushes, my air purifier does go on. And I think it's just because my room is so small. Oh my gosh, now it's like dead quiet in here. I don't know what that was, but we didn't want it in there. So I will end up spraying this. Now that I know I'm going to go with the silver, I will give this a spray of alcohol just to help any bubbles that may want to kind of linger and invade my piece. All right. So yeah, literally like 2 ounces does, oh, there's something in there. Let me get that out. I will check when I take my cup out, if I remember. All right, so let's just get a little bit more of this. All right. I thought I was done. I almost missed these 3. Oh my gosh. All right, so this one easier than I thought it was gonna go. I don't know why this has intimidated me, because I've had this mold for so long. All right, so let's just give it a spritz, and we're just gonna kind of slide it back out of the way here. And let me grab my resin. All right. So there are some bigger holes than others. So I had to kind of go around and figure out like which ones would fit. Like this one is making me nervous that I might not be able to get it out of there, but that was the only spot that it fit. So we're just gonna start and let me see. I'm gonna spray and just want to make sure that like this little rim, this lip, that you have no bubbles in there. So maybe what I'll do is like get all the, like the heads of these poured, and then we'll just go through and kind of top them off. Try to do a couple at a time here. I can't even remember which ones are which, like the rook and the All right, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna pour a bunch in, and then I'll go through and squeeze them. And then we can top them off. I think that'll be easier. And I should have done the ones I put the alcohol in first. Like the horses, I don't think are gonna be as much of a problem, and even the pawns or the rooks or whatever, I don't know what they're called, but it's the ones that have the like the funky textures too. All right. So that one looks good. See this one, see how it's like there's nothing in there? I don't know if you can see that. See how there's like, there we go. Yeah, all of these, the little round ball part is like hollow. Look at that big bubble. And there's a bubble in the horse's nose. Making sure like the nose and the ears and all of that. So yeah, this video is going to be a little bit longer than my last few, but I'm trying to do a little bit of each. I know some like the longer videos and some prefer the shorter ones, so see that big old bubble. The horse. All right. Yeah, so these little guys with just the round, you know, like the ones you make your first row with, those are the ones that get the most bubbles from what I'm seeing so far. This one. Hopefully we won't have any issues with bubbles. Okay, so now we can just top these off. And I'm not like doming them right yet. Because now I'm thinking I'm not going to have enough. Crud. Yeah, so I had bought this little stand shortly after I bought the cribbage board, and it's just been sitting on my counter waiting to get used. Well, I guess we're gonna have enough. Whoa. That one's a little over full. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna scrape this into my small cup. Oh, I almost forgot. For those of you that saw my garden one and you saw my ground cherry pineapple plant, I had a few of you ask to let you know what it tasted like when they were ready. Well, I was out there this morning because we've had so much rain that I was out, you know, checking to make sure that everything was okay. And I noticed that I had some of those little things ready that had fallen off. So I picked them up and we brought them in. There was 3 and they taste like a grape. So when I get some more, there's a whole bunch almost ready. I will actually do a video and kind of showing what they look like inside and when that little husk thing is cured. I'm not cured. Right, you know, ready to be eaten. So I was like, oh my gosh. Yeah, I was so excited. So I have some cherry tomatoes started. I've got a ton of peppers, cucumbers. I've got tomatoes finally starting to ripen. So I'm trying to make sure that they're all full before I try to like dome them. Just trying to get my lower ones. Like this one, I gotta take some out. trying to make sure that they're at least even on the bottoms, because I know they will shrink some. So what I'll do is, I'll do the white off camera, and then when I do the final pour, I will come back and we'll pour that. Because we're already at like 45 minutes on this part, so I don't want it to be too long, but I mean, it's going to be basically doing the same thing I just did in this video, only with the white. So it's not like you're missing anything. And then when we put the final coat on, I will come back and we will do that together. All right, so we do have a little tiny bit of the silver leaching in, but that I'm okay with that. Alrighty guys, that does it for this part of the video, and I will be back when it's time to pour the final layer on the board. Okay guys, so I'm back. I have got the white pieces curing off to the side. I ended up coming down last night and just doing the board. And then in between doing things today, why do I have everything all over this? I got the white pieces and I have to redo 2 of the black ones. And I'm going to show you why here in just a second. So then I couldn't find my Let's Resin metallic silver. So I got this jungle silver by Eye Candy, and I think it does similar effects. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to brush my mold with this. And then I'm also going to put it in in the resin, so that way if I miss any, it's gonna blend, but maybe it'll give it a better shine on the outside. I don't know, so we're gonna see. So we're just gonna get this all coated. You know, and if some flies on the white or the black, it's not a big deal. I want these edges to be covered nicely. Yeah, this is, I think, is going to give the same metallic-y finish. Hopefully it'll give it like a nice shiny silver is what I'm kind of hoping. And I did over pour the white a little bit there, so I already know it's gonna be a you know, kind of messed up there, but this is my first attempt, so, and usually that's, you know, what you learn, what you got to do different. So I have my clear resin in the debubbler right now, so I'm just gonna take this extra powder and kind of brush over these little areas with the extra. So if, you know, if that pen didn't stay or I wiped it off, hopefully this will kind of fill it in. So I figured I'd at least show you this part, because like I said, I don't even know, you know, if this is going to work or if it's not. But we will find out together. It does seem like it's making it more silver, you know, and like I said, we're going to be mixing this color in. I'm not going to run it back through the debubbler just because, you know, it's thin enough and there's no like pinch points for the bubbles to really stick to. As long as I go around my edges, I think we'll be fine. So I'm just going to mix this into my resin and then we're going to pour it. So now it is ready. So I ended up mixing 10 ounces. I pulled 2 out and I'm going to keep that clear because I don't know how much this takes. And a lot of times things are, they hold more than you think they're going to hold. So I'm like, I've got 2 ounces of clear here. So then we can pour a little bare. We'll do some alcohol drips or something if we have enough. So yeah, so those pieces, oh my goodness, they are difficult to come out, let me tell you. It's not that they're like really difficult, but you don't want to break the tops off. So let me just get some, I'm going to dissolve my powder in some alcohol. And I know we're going to need a good bit. Because we have, you know, like 8 ounces of all right, we'll start with this. And then I'm just gonna kind of pre-mix it in here. All right. And I'm just going to try to mix it slowly. And this is real shimmery, so I'm curious to see how it is going to look. All right, so that looks pretty good. And I guess we're just gonna pour. So it does take 4 ounces for the pieces. So if anybody, you know, has this or gets it and you want to, you know, like do your pieces ahead of time, yeah, we're going to need that clear crap. All right, well, let me get a spatula, and we're going to just scrape out as much as we can get. And I am using the Bond Craftor 1-to-1 resin. I don't know if I had said that earlier, but so it's definitely looking like it's gonna be 10, maybe more. On the resin. So, oops. I've got to get containers for all these bagged stuff because, yeah, it just, you think it's, I should have put the alcohol first, but I didn't think. All right. All right, so what I'm going to do, and that way we can kind of scrape out every little bit. There we go. All right. Now, before I fill it, I'm going to take my little tool, and we're going to just kind of go around the outside and then the inside, just to make sure there's no cling-on bubbles. Now, normally this wouldn't be a good idea, but I'm using the same color resin. Holy cow. All right, I'm gonna mix up probably 4 more ounces. So this is gonna, this holds a lot, like I said, a lot more than, you know, sometimes we think. Like that's 10 ounces, and I'm gonna make 4 more. Because I think it can hold it. So So I'll get 4 more ounces mixed up. I'll pour it. If it doesn't hold all 4 and I make an extra, I will come back. But for right now, I think 4 is going to do it. That was a bubble or something right there. I mean, that's really pretty. All right, so. All right, so I'm going to do that, and then I'll be back because I'm going to have to make 2 more of the pawns because there was a gap between the end of it and this. So there was like a hollow spot right in there that didn't have any resin at all. I mean, I could have glued it, but it doesn't look right. So I have to redo 2 of the black. So I will, once the white ones are done, then I will know if I have to make any more white ones too. Get those made up. I'll put those in the curing machine, and that way we can get everything unmolded together. I will get most of the pieces already unmolded, but I will save a few to do with you so that you can see, how that works. So, all right, I will be right back, guys. Okay, guys, finally I got this project done. So I ended up, I had to make the 2 white and the 2 black because, we had our mishaps. So I made sure to squeeze really good. So when you're, see, that's why this mold stinks. Even when you think you've got it, let me see, I might be able to glue this one because I about had enough of this. Now I kind of know why I waited on this. I had a feeling it was going to be a problematic situation. Oh, come on, my fingers, they don't want to work. All right, so I'm going to just glue this one. All right, let's see if we can get this one out. So you just have to really, now I put these in the curing machine. There we go. All right. So that I knew that they would be hard because I didn't want that to happen. So you kind of have to get it up over that little lip and then gently pop it off. Oh my goodness gracious. I think this one will be okay. And the white was really hard to be able to tell, if you had a bubble or not. So I would definitely suggest doing these like in a different color than white because the white really did not show up really good at all. So I'm just gonna put a dollop in the middle. All right. I'm just going to move that to let that sit. All right. So when I had done the white, I had a little bit. Oh, he's cute. And you can see I did him in 2 pours. But he's still cute nonetheless. All right. On to the board. Now, I did 4 ounces. So that was 10 plus 4 is 16. It probably would have held at least 2 more. So this base takes, I would say 16 ounces plus the little bit that we put in the, you know, the little squares. All right, so just trying to peel this without peeking. This one demolds really easy. All right. Oh, that came out exactly how I wanted it. Now, I know I had 1 white run over. That's what I'm looking for. But as long as that silver pen that we put down was still on that metal, we're not going to have that difference. And I'm not seeing it. So yes. Yes. All right. Let me just kind of set this up. I don't even remember where these pieces go. I think the king goes on that side. I think that, and I think the... So these, I thought I had a bubble. I wanted to show you, but it's not. It's actually in the mold. Let me try to get it on. There we go. See how there's like a... Because when I first did it, I'm like, oh no, I got a bubble. My husband's like, no, hon. That's the way it's made. All right, so oh, here's my king. I think these guys go here. I don't know. I'll have to look, but I did want to just get this set up so you can see. Look at that. That is amazing, guys. So yes, it takes some time, but the end result is definitely worth it. And that silver does look like chrome. So yeah, that came out super cool. So not right off, but I will probably be doing another one of these a little bit down the road. And I'm going to try doing the, like, brushing the areas with like an intense mica powder, doing different colors. And then whatever those 2 colors are, I will coat the pieces the same way. So it kind of matches. And we'll see how that comes out. So yeah, that is my board. And then I will just like trim the edges. And you could put I might have to go to Michael's and get like a piece of felt and then just glue the felt to the bottom. But yeah, I really like it, guys. Let me know what you think. And have you tried it? I will try to find this and list it in the description, as well as my discount codes if you guys wanted to get it. Like I said, it does come with 2 of these bags, and it comes with the checker pieces. So you just have to make, you know, multiples. I don't know how many, you know, let's see. So there's 16. So I don't know. It's probably, you do like one in one color and one in another color, and then you can use this board. So we might pour these on the next project. I'll just try to make a little bit of extra resin, and then we can take white, put it in here, and then on the next video we can do black and put it in there, and then we'll have a set of checkers to go with this. So yeah, that is it for today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and all that good stuff. If you could give it a hype up, that would be appreciative too. Thank you guys so much, and I will see you on the next video. Bye, guys.